Hey guys, my name is Cherita. Welcome to my channel. Alright, so I don't know if you could tell. You can probably tell by the headrest. See, this will make no sense. I'm in a different car. I'm in a rental car actually. I'm on my way. Alright, so now that I've got that under control, I am currently on my way out of town to the Bay Area for work, and I decided to talk to you guys for a little bit because there are things to talk about, kind of. So as you guys know, there was the Kyle Rittenhouse trial that's been going on for maybe a couple weeks now, and to be completely honest, I'm not even surprised at how it ended. Kyle Rittenhouse was found not guilty on all accounts, and I'm not going to say I'm okay with it because I'm not, but what I'm not okay with is people thinking that this is not a race issue. Because if Kyle Rittenhouse was a 17-year-old black kid that crossed state lines to be somewhere he had no business being, everybody would have been screaming, oh, he's a thug, he's a this, he's a that. And I know this because look how they treated Trayvon Martin. Trayvon Martin was just a little 17-year-old black kid, not walking with a gun, not doing anything threatening besides being black and wearing a hoodie. And people are out here defending George Zimmerman as if like George Zimmerman was defending himself against this thug who was out roaming the streets with a gun. But that wasn't the case. Trayvon Martin was approached by George Zimmerman, and he never had a chance because he wasn't armed. George Zimmerman was armed, and Trayvon probably did fight back because he was scared for his life. But people are gonna make any excuse for George Zimmerman. Oh, he had every right to be armed. He did, but he had no right going up to Trayvon Martin and and killing him, executing him the way he did. And then the same thing goes for the cops that killed Breonna Taylor. People are going to sit there and say, oh, well, if her boyfriend wasn't a drug dealer, which he was not, then the cops wouldn't have been there and he wouldn't have had to defend himself. Self-defense is self-defense. If this was not a race issue, then those cops would be locked up. If this wasn't a race issue, George Zimmerman would be locked up. This is 100% a race issue. Because people will justify Trayvon being dead. They will justify Breonna Taylor being dead by blaming it on the boyfriend. But for some reason, they can't justify Kyle Rittenhouse killing they can't justify the people who Kyle Rittenhouse shot dead. Now, here's the thing. I do think that the guy with the skateboard, now granted, I don't think anybody should have died in that situation because Kyle shouldn't have been there to begin with. That's just my personal opinion. He shouldn't have been there, and he shouldn't have been able, like, he was just walking around like armed, like with this big ass gun, and nobody did, like, walked by the cops waving, but Tamir Rice was playing with a toy gun by himself, nobody around, and he was shot and killed. And that's what makes it so frustrating. People are not putting the blame on the right people. Like I said, Kyle shouldn't have been there to begin with. But people are like, oh, it was self-defense, and like I was gonna say, the guy with the skateboard, I'm sorry, but a skateboard versus a gun, you're not gonna win. Like, the skateboard is not gonna win. Like, paper beats rock. Rock beats scissors. Skateboard is not gonna beat a gun. It's just not gonna happen. To the people that are like, yeah, the jury got it right, but they are constantly, but they don't see, you know, like, police brutality against black people. They don't see a problem with Tamir Rice being shot and killed. They don't see a problem with Trayvon Martin getting shot and killed. Like, those are the people that I really want to just, I want them to look into their biases, because that is racial bias right there. Same with, even with Breonna Taylor. Somebody came onto my Twitter and was like, because I said, if you're okay with Kyle being found not guilty, then you need to be okay with Breonna Taylor's boyfriend shooting at the cops, because that was self-defense. And somebody was like, oh, you mean the drug dealer? I don't care what, even if he was a drug dealer, self-defense is self-defense. He didn't know those were the cops. He was defending his home. These are the same people that think that Ahmaud Arbery was rightfully killed because he was looking into a vacant home. He had no weapons on him, but these two white men hunted him down because he was looking at it. Like, that is not a reason to shoot somebody because they were looking into a vacant home. If you truly believe in law and order and you believe he was doing something wrong, call the cops. This isn't about vigilante justice. This is, if you truly believe in law and order. Because Ahmaud Arbery was not doing anything to where he needed to be shot and killed. Okay, so say he was vandalizing the home. It's not a reason to shoot anybody. It wasn't their home. There was no self-defense. People are terrified of black men. And you can't convince me otherwise. People look at black men as inherently evil. And you can't convince me otherwise. I just want people to really open up their eyes to the racial biases, because in America, the standard is white and straight. People always assume that everybody is white and straight. You know, like, just look at TV shows and, you know, and books that you read, and just everything in the media is white and straight. And then when something is out of the ordinary, like part of the LGBT community or not white, then all of a sudden it's like, oh, PC, we've got to include everybody. And it's like, but no, that's just real life. How come there can't be a story about an Asian person without it meaning something different? Like, that's just a human life. How come a story can't just be about a gay person without it meaning something different? That's just who they are. Just a human being. So I'm not here to be mad or be upset, because at this point that's just the way the world is. The world is not built for black people. It's not built for minorities, and it's quite sad. And for people who refuse to see it, there's nothing more that I can do and or say. I don't think there's much I can do or say. So I just use my platform to talk about how I feel, and I'm going to do commentary on issues like this. I mean, we have to take so many things into consideration. What happened before, during, and after, you know, Kyle killed those people. First of all, his mom drove him. For what reason? For what reason? There's no reason she needed to drive him there toting a gun. No reason. And then after he killed those people, he was, going around with his shirt free as fuck, putting up the white power symbol, and people are justifying him killing those people because one was like a pedophile and the other one was something else. I don't know, but it's not up to him to do that. And he didn't even know of anything about those people before he killed them. He just knew that they were protesters protesting something that he did not agree with. And Trevor Noah said it the best. Like, nobody loves a business enough to be like, oh, gotta go shoot people. Like, he went up there with that gun with the intent to shoot somebody. He wasn't protecting that business. Now, he was definitely protecting himself when that man ran up with a skateboard. I'm not denying that. But his reason for being there was not to protect a business. It wasn't to protect anything. And it's very, very frustrating, you guys. It's frustrating because I'm raising a young black man who is going to be a grown black man who will be perceived as threats just walking down the street. And I know that Kyle didn't kill anybody black. And if Kyle had killed somebody black, there wouldn't have even been a trial. That's just what I think. That's my opinion. There wouldn't have even been a trial if those people were black. But because they were white, it was like, okay, well, we got to have a trial. But, if my son decides to protest even peacefully, he's going to be seen as a threat, or just walking down the street. I do not allow my son to play with toy guns because of what happened with Tamir Rice. And I would like for somebody to excuse why Tamir Rice was shot and killed for playing with a toy gun. And don't use the excuse, well, it looked like a real gun. Kyle Rittenhouse was walking around with a real gun, and he was not gunned down. He was walking around with a real gun amongst people. Tamir Rice was playing by himself. So, please explain that one to me. Explain that one to me, and explain to me why that cop has not been held accountable. Why that cop is not locked up. So, I don't know, you guys. Like, I'm not surprised. And the people who are surprised really need to, take a good look and realize that white privilege is a thing. That's all I'm saying. If you were shocked and surprised, I want you to try to understand why you were shocked and surprised, because I was not. And like I said, the people who are the loudest that are like, yes, I knew he would get off, rah, 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 rah. Those are the same people that are like, well, George Zimmerman was just defending himself. That was self-defense. Self-defense against what? A 17-year-old boy? Or there's no problems with police brutality against black people. There's not. I don't see color. All of those things are just so microaggressive and racist, and it's frustrating. So anyway, I'm not here to be mad, because at this point I can't control anything, and this isn't the last time we're going to see something like this happen, and I will not be surprised if Kyle Rittenhouse does something like this again. He's only 17 years old, and he got away with murder. They didn't even, it was he got away with everything. He was out past curfew. He crossed state lines. He should not have been there, period. There is no reason that that kid should have been there. He was not there defending anything. He was there looking for a reason to shoot. And he found that reason. So, anywho, that's it. Like, I just really want you to think long and hard, like, is Kyle Rittenhouse innocent or are you racist? So let me know what you guys think, and until my next video, I'll see you guys later. Bye.
Give me up, I wanna. Gotta work, go berserk, I gotta. Know you gon' wake up. Know you gotta get your cake up. Don't matter if it's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, it's my time, my